Hello, friends! Yay, it's Thursday! I hope everybody had a good launch day with all of the Star Wars collection that came out mere hours ago. Oh, like an hour and a half ago. Anyway, hello. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to jump right in and get started and talk to you guys today about authenticity and being you. So my name is Ariel Huggins, and you can call me Wicked. I have owned my own Scentsy business for 8.5 years, and I am a lifer, and I love it so much. Hi, welcome. Say hi when you get here, and if you're watching the replay, let me know below. But you can call me Wicked. It's one of my nicknames, and it's part of my branding. So let me tell you a little story about how I got the name Wicked. When we were stationed in South Korea, I talk with my hands a lot. So if you feel like you're at a rave, you might be with my hands. Anyway, we were stationed in South Korea in 2013, and my husband is a pilot, and in the fighter pilot community, especially overseas, like all you have is each other, right? If any of you are milspouses or in the military yourself, you understand that a squadron or a group is like your family overseas, especially because you're so far removed literally from everybody. And so the pilots have namings, and they don't get to choose their name, right? They are given their name based on their performance and their actions and whatever. But the spouses, we had a fun naming scenario. Like as a new person, I got to fill out this questionnaire, all the things about me. And then the night I got named, there were two other gals, so there were 3 of us total. We had it like a Hunger Games themed, and we, based on our questionnaires, they brought us up to the stage one at a time and interviewed us about our favorite things. And they met previously to kind of get some ideas of names down. But then if we had friends there, we could have them like fight for the names that we wanted, and we could do things to cross names that were ridiculous off the list. And so based off of my interests of Halloween and musicals, they came back with Wicked, and it suits me perfectly. So if you ever see me and my name around, hi friends, welcome. I go by Wicked. And so anything that has Wicked on it, like I have a Wicked Witch mug that a friend gifted me. Especially at Halloween, you're more likely to find these things, right? So if it says Wicked on it, I am more than likely going to buy it, or somebody's likely going to gift it to me because they know who I am, right? So that's a fun little backstory, because I had just started my Scentsy business. I had just been named as a fiendette. That was our group, our squadron. We were the fiends, and so the wives were the fiendettes, and anyway, so that happened a long time ago, but because it happened right when I was starting my Scentsy business, it actually worked out really well to incorporating that into my branding and who I am, creating this base of my authentic business self. So authentically, you cannot be on 24/7, right? I have a lot of energy for a lot of the time, and people joke that I have resting smiling face, but I am not like this all the time. I more and more need time to like recharge and recoup, and I take that rest because I know I need it, because I don't want to be burned out. Burning out requires recovery, and oftentimes burning out forces you like spiral, right? You don't want to burn out and go to recovery. You want to rest along the way so that you can be you and show up and be present and be your most authentic self. This could be a fun game. How many times am I going to say authentic? I'm guessing 69. So anyway, people more and more, social media, it used to be all about this highlight reel, and we would compare ourselves, and then we would go into this despair mindset. But people are realizing more and more that we want authentic, we want raw, we want real, especially in reels. We want to see who you are. We don't want to see some curated, inauthentic version of yourself. We want to see who you are. And how can you be authentic as you and bringing that into your business? The short answer is just be yourself. Like, don't roll your eyes at me. I know. Be yourself. That sounds so ridiculous. I love puns so much, especially when they're unintended. And then my husband looks at me like, Ariel, do you realize what you just said? And then I have to stop and think about it. And then and it's like, it's a whole thing, right? I don't do it on purpose all the time, but That's fine. I have my notes behind the, what is this? A phone? My phone. I have my notes propped up behind me. So if you see me looking away, I'm not dramatically looking off camera for effect, although maybe I should incorporate that. No, I'm just looking at my notes, making sure I don't miss anything because I got some good stuff. So share what you love, right? So share about your life and get as personal with it as you want. So my husband and I decided a while ago that we don't necessarily want our kids blasted all over social media. So if you follow me on Instagram or if you follow me on Facebook, you're going to see my kids pop up sporadically and you'll hear me more often than not telling stories about them versus showing their faces. And that's just a choice we've made as the parents, right? How much we're going to put them on social media. But if you like sharing stuff of your kids, if that's something that you and your husband have agreed on, or you and your spouse, whoever, awesome. You are not going to be judged by me, so please don't take it as such. I'm just sharing what I do personally. I share a lot about who I am. I love reading. I love fitness and working out. You'll see me probably flexing a lot because I am really freaking proud of these muscles. I have been working hard the last, I don't know, like 5 or 6 months, and like my shoulders are like my favorite vain part about myself, besides my hair. And so anyway, I'm going to be flexing all of the time. And I live in Arizona, so I wear tank tops all the time, which is perfect for showing off my favorite feature. I love plants. I wet my plants often, even though sometimes they're a-holes and like try and die on me. Rude, right? I also love Harry Potter. I am obsessed. I have a tattoo. I got all the things. I got the stuff. It's a situation, but like a good one. I call it a solution, right? And what else? I love going to bed by 9 because usually I'm up around 5:30 and I get my day going and it's amazing. I love laughing and smiling and finding the silver lining in everything. And I love giving people grace because I know I need grace, right? I'm human. I err. To be human is to err. I am an error. No, I'm not an error. I err. I am ridiculous. I try and give grace to myself. That's where I was going. Because in giving grace to myself, it reminds me to give grace to others. You don't know what somebody else is going through because they might be stuck on posting their highlight reel because maybe they're going through the suck in real life and that's like their happy place and their silver lining and they're positive. So give grace. That's what I do. And I try to be as unapologetically myself as possible. Sometimes I still compare and I try not to spiral into that despair, but I am working on it. I'm working on not caring, but doing me, right? Being myself. And I want mostly to let my kids know that it's okay to be themselves because they're at such that impressionable age where people's opinions are starting to matter to them. And I want them to know that it's okay to be weird and wacky and goofy and like all over the place because that's who I am, you know, as a person. And I know that. And I want them to be okay with that. Anyway, so did you hear me once in describing myself say that I am Scentsy? Did you hear me once say that? No, because I am all of these things and not specifically because all of my interests, the things that I do, the things that I love can be incorporated into my business naturally because we now have that partnership with Warner Brothers and Harry Potter fits in. We have succulent warmers. I pointed this way because I have some in my kitchen. You cannot see my kitchen, but I promise you I have plants and succulent warmer in my kitchen, right? It is incorporated naturally. And I share that, right? I share what I'm warming. I share how I use fresh. I share like what vibe I'm feeling each day. And I make the best of it because I share. And the sales and promotional things, yes, sometimes I'll be, you know, an advertisement for a little bit, but it's mostly about the lifestyle because Scentsy is not who I am. I am me, and I happen to sell Scentsy. I'm not the product, right? I am Ariel. Right? Just Jack. You guys Will and Grace fans? Anyway, but share it with your own twist, right? So here's some fun things that I've done to maybe give you guys some like ideas and brainstorm. For The Little Mermaid, you know, my name's Ariel. I was born after the movie came out, and my sister has red hair. So just so you know, some backstory. They probably made the movie and named her and spelled it differently and gave her red hair just so that I didn't have to worry about copywriting, right? It was totally based on me. It's not. I'm not a mermaid. But I have 2 of the Mermaid scents that came out, right? And so I put them on as clamshells because Ariel has clamshells. And so I gave Ariel clamshells. And I made a funny graphic about it. Like, hey, who wore it best? It was not me. But I appreciate those of you who voted for me. And by those of you, I mean my friends. You're my friends. You're my friends now. Anyway, so Star Wars came out, and a couple years ago, my family and I dressed up as Star Wars characters, and I was Leia. And so when R2-D2 came out last year, there's that scene where she's looking down into R2-D2, or where R2-D2 is projecting Leia's, whatever. Do you guys know the scene? I'm not describing it very well. I am a Star Wars fan, but I'm not like a mega fan. So like words are hard also, very much words are hard. Anyway, so the R2-D2 warmer had not yet come out. So I pretended like I was Leia putting the message into R2-D2, but with our letterboard warmer. And on the letterboard warmer, it says beep, boop, beep. Because, R2-D2 is a droid and he can't actually say words. And so I had my Leia costume on with the buns and the white hood and everything. And I was pretending like I was talking into the letterboard warmer as if it were R2-D2. And you guys, more than anything else, I crack myself up. And I want people to be in on it because I think I'm funny. I think I'm very funny. And that might be my toxic trait. I don't know, but I want to bring people in on it too, right? So another idea that I did was Cinderella. When we knew that the carriage warmer was coming out and the mini warmer was coming out, I had the Cinderella costume that I put on, and I made a really funny reel. I did not once mention Scentsy, but my hair was a little bit longer, and I did this thing like updo or downdo for going to the ball. What am I going to do? And then I went into my kitchen and I got my scrubber, and then I put going to the ball. And then I was dancing around to the Cinderella song in my costume. But I didn't say Scentsy anywhere in there. It was just fun to dress up. And then the next one I did was talking about the carriage warmer. So it's really super fun to incorporate yourself and be authentically you. Like, are you wacky? Are you goofy? Are you more serious? Awesome. Incorporate that into your business. That's okay. You don't have to be me and I have a lot of energy right now. In this moment, there's a lot coming out of me. So you don't have to be me. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, your superpower is being you. There was a bird that flew by my window. It distracted me. But your superpower is you. Did that make sense? I think it made sense. Nobody else can be you. Lean into that. Embrace that. It's so rad that you are the only you. I love that. I tell my kids that, and like they roll their eyes at me, but it's fine. So something else I do for my VIP group is I do a monthly theme, and I will incorporate it for like my custom mystery boxes that I do, but I do a monthly theme to see how we can, not to see, just to switch it up and to bring them in. And so like this month is all about books. And so I'm asking them things like, okay, did you like this movie or this book better? Like Harry Potter, I need to know, did they like the movies or the books better? Or what's their favorite genre to read? What's their favorite thing to do? And like, what scent do you like warming while you're reading a book? What vibe do you like, right? So there's different ways that you can incorporate that if you have a VIP group into that and make it feel personable and like people want to be there and they're part of a community, right? Because your energy is what attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe and your community. You get to build that. With your VIP group, with your team, you get to build that stickiness, right? The reason people want to come back. And it's because you're you, that superpower. Pretend like you have a cape on. Like do the superhero pose. I didn't write any of this down. This is very much ad lib. It's impromptu. And I think it's a win, But doing all of these things and being yourself, you're going to naturally find people who are interested in the same things that you are interested in, right? And this will also kind of create your niche. It's like the people who are targeted, your target market for your audience, for the people who support you, people who buy from you, people who join your team. That's going to naturally happen as you lean into yourself and as you create connections and relationships with people. And I think something super important to go into when you're building a new relationship with somebody, whether you're connecting on social media via like stories or in a Facebook community that's already established, don't go into it with a self-serving mindset. I think oftentimes we think, again, personal experience here, we go into things thinking, what can I get out of this? When we should be thinking, and I try not to should on people because that's gross, we should be thinking, man, how can this relationship make me better? How can this community help me grow? Instead of, I'm going to get a sale. It's going to be so good. Because when we go into it with that mindset, people know our energy. And that's where the icky MLM, like, hater vibes come from, is because the people who are like predators, right? They're just in it for the sale. They're in it for themselves instead of, wow, I love this group. These are my people. Let's connect, right? So just keep that in mind as you're joining new communities or forming new relationships with people. And like, if they have Harry Potter interests just like you, connect with them on that level. And then when you build that relationship, they'll see that you sell Scentsy, right? And you can always ask them later on after you have that relationship equity built up. You can always ask them if they want to buy afterward or open a personal shopping link, or if they'd be interested in another stream of income. That's fine, but you need to have that relational equity there. You cannot just go into it with like, I'm going to ask you these big things and I hope we can be friends after. That's like like, don't do that. Ugh. Fun story about that. So, not about being icky, but we have some friends here. We met them in 2017, and after I met them, I had earned the Mediterranean cruise. I had earned the top 100 trip to Switzerland, and this is not to brag. I'm very proud of myself, right? I am like freaking proud of myself. But I never once asked those friends whether they wanted to buy, host, or join. And I probably could have asked them earlier, to be honest, but they actually asked me why I never asked them. And I did not want them to feel like our friendship was contingent on their support of my business, right? So I wanted them to be my friends, like, because they're really cool in real life and they're part of our village and we hang out with them all the time and I love it. And now they are customers. In 2020, I actually asked my two friends if they wanted to co-host a party. And so that's where it started. And I probably could have asked earlier, but it judge each situation differently, right? Each relationship is going to be different and just kind of feel it out. But if it doesn't feel right to ask your friends to buy or host or join, you can simply ask them for their support and sharing a post, or tell them about your journey. Share how excited you are about your business. That's all the further it has to go. But you'd be remiss if you didn't eventually ask them, right? When you have that relational equity. I probably could have asked them to host a party together sooner, because they would have, because they're freaking awesome. I just didn't want it to, and that was just like a personal thing, right? So anyway, there's just a story of how I didn't fail. I did things differently, but I did it out of serving that friendship. Does that make sense? Wow. That was a lot that just did that thought complete? I hope it did. I hope that made sense. Anyway, do you guys have any questions for me? I think that was all I wanted to say, was just like, be you, be rad. If you're weird, be weird. If you want to sing out, sing out. If you want to be free, be free. I actually don't even know if those are the words. You guys, I make words up all the time, and my kids are starting to pick up that habit, and it's so fun. So anyway, let me know if it all made sense. If you guys have any questions, or if you need a virtual high five, I would love to give that to you. I would love to give it to you. There's always this like awkward pause because there's a delay, and then I have to wait to see your comments. So I'll just be here, being myself. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, tell me what your favorite movie is, or your book. I'm a rare gem. What gem would I be? If I could be any gemstone, what would I be? What's my birthstone? I'm October. Opal? No, it's a pink one. I think it's got a weird name. Thank you so much. I love my energy too. Even when I need to recharge, right? And I really love reading. And so when I feel as though I have been drained and zapped and whatever, and I need to just go sit on the couch, I'll grab a book and I'll go hang out on the couch. And usually it's like just chilling with my kids. Maybe they're reading. Maybe we'll play Mario Kart. I don't know. We'll just chill, but I step away from my office. And that's so important for me. For the longest time, I burned myself out. And it was ugly. And there were a couple times where I wanted to quit because I pushed too hard and I was in that hustle mentality of you can't ever stop. And I didn't allow myself to rest along the way, and that was almost damaging. So I encourage you to rest along the way. Yes, October. When in October? I'm the 21st. Gosh, more of the books or the movie. So I love listening to the audiobooks when Jim Dale reads them. Yes, Chelsea, put my plate down. You're wonderful for telling me that. Just over a year ago, man. I really got to hang out with Chelsea and get to know her a little bit better, and she reminded me I needed to put my dang plate down. So anyway, I love listening to Jim Dale read the audiobooks, and I love watching the movies. So no, I will not pick between the two. Thank you so much for asking. It's mood dependent too. Like, what am I in for? Do I want all of the details? Am I doing something while I'm listening? I'm not just going to sit down and read Harry Potter anymore because I know it so well, and I love Jim Dale. He reads it better in the audiobook than I do in my head. I would rather listen to him read it while I'm doing other things. But I also love the movies too. I have them downloaded at all times on my iPad. True fan. Yes. Anyway, so I step away from my office. I got sidetracked. Wow, are you shocked that I got sidetracked? Are you shocked? Set boundaries for yourself. Normally, unless it's a crazy busy time where I'm getting like my mystery boxes or my scent crates or an order together, once I get my kids from school, I try not to step back into my office because it is now time for me to be with them or to read and recharge. But I try not to step back into my office, and I try to get everything done, and if not, then hopefully tomorrow I have my crap together. But I try and make a list of my top 3 priorities that I need to get done, and anything else will be icing. Because if you actually start and finish 3 tasks a day, do you know how much shorter your to-do list is going to be? Instead of flitting around to each of these things that you're like, oh, this could use some work. Oh, let me go to this one. My gosh, you guys. It's like having 18 browser tabs open in my Nugget at all time. Like, if you continually move around and don't ever finish one thing, your to-do list will literally be never ending. But when you start and finish projects, your to-do list gets shorter. But then you have room to add new fun things, right? So set boundaries for yourself. That is so important, and I don't think I can stress that enough, because rest and being able to lean into who you are rely so much on that. You're good. Yes, burnout is like disgusting. I don't want any of you to reach burnout if you don't have to. It's not fun. It's not a good place to be, right? Because then you don't have this energy that you can like give to other people and pour into others and live your best life. Live your best life. Cool. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I'm going to hop off, but thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, and I hope this helps you learn how to like lean into being the best version of you, right? Be your superhero self. You're wonderful. Don't forget it. Stay rad. And as I tell my team, you guys, it's your move. All right. Bye, friends.